Heavy rains and floods caused a delay in the 2025 HHSAA Girls Soccer State Tournament, but through and through, here we are, ready to talk about the excitement from these past games.
This week on Road to the Ship, presented by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, we're recapping the Division 1 and 2 semifinal championship matchups from the Girls Soccer State Tournament.
But before we get started, we want to take this time to say mahalo to our sponsors, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Young Brothers, Hawaii Pacific Health, and Hardware Hawaii. Mahalo for supporting our humble show.
The first Division 2 semifinal featured a showdown between the undefeated KIF champions and the Kauai Red Raiders and the ILH Division 2 champs, the Mid-Pacific Owls. Mid-Pac's offense was in for a challenge against a high-powered Kauai attack that had netted a tournament-high 9 goals in the quarterfinals against Moanalua. But, as it turns out, this Owls offense was every bit as good as advertised. After 70 minutes of scoreless action, Mid-Pac's breakthrough finally came, and it came from the foot of multi-sport standout Destiny Look. As Mid-Pac pushed into Kauai's territory, just outside the 18-yard box, Eva Han laid off a perfect pass to Look, who fired a left-footed strike into the bottom left corner of the net for the game's only goal. With the 1-0 victory over Kauai, Mid-Pac punched its ticket to the state title game for the 7th time in school history, and the first time since 2015.
In the second Division 2 semifinal, top-seeded and 2024 runner-ups, Kamehameha-Hawaii secured their spot in the state championship once again, shutting out Waimea 3-0. The breakthrough came in the 22nd minute when Mikaela Aina delivered a cross into the penalty box, finding the Warriors' top scorer, Madison Myers. Myers controlled the pass and buried it to give Kamehameha-Hawaii a 1-0 lead. Kahalia Hudson added an insurance goal in the 36th minute, and just after the half, Myers struck again, letting her second goal of the afternoon in the 31st minute to seal the victory. With the win, Kamehameha-Hawaii advanced to their 6th state title game in school history, looking to finish the job this time around.
The stage was set for the Division 2 state championship, where Mid-Pacific and Kamehameha-Hawaii battled for soccer supremacy. For Mid-Pac, a victory would mark their first Division 2 state title since 2013. Meanwhile, Kamehameha-Hawaii looked to claim their second championship in school history and their first since 2008. After a scoreless first half at the Waipahu Peninsula Soccer Complex, Mid-Pac senior midfielder Eva Han broke the deadlock in the 48th minute, firing a shot from about 10 yards out to give the Owls a 1-0 lead. Mid-Pac held on to that advantage deep into the second half until Kamehameha-Hawaii made its move. In the 72nd minute, junior Alyssa Hudman found the back of the net, tying the match 1-1 and shifting the momentum into the Warriors' favor. And just minutes later, Kamehameha-Hawaii capitalized. Madison Myers delivered the decisive moment, soaring in for a header with 5 minutes remaining to complete the comeback and give the Warriors a 2-1 lead. That goal proved to be the difference as Kamehameha-Hawaii held on to claim the Division 2 state championship. With the victory, the Warriors secured their second Division 2 state title in school history and their first time since 2008. Now let's go to a post-game interview with Kamehameha-Hawaii's Alyssa Hudman to get her thoughts on the championship win.
On that first goal to tie the game, what did you see? How did you see that play out?
It was like all slow motion, and once I touched the ball, I knew it was going in, and it just felt so unreal. We worked hard, we knew we were going to come and get it, and I'm so glad that we were able to hold the medals again. To my teammates, I love you guys so much, and you guys brought me here.
After shocking the Division 1 OIA champs Mililani in the quarterfinals, the Moanalua Na'Menehune looked to keep the magic alive against the two-time defending state champs, the Punahou Buff and Blue. Punahou wasted no time asserting their dominance. Just 5 minutes in, junior forward Yoshimura capitalized on a deflected shot, slotting it home to give the Buff and Blue an early 1-0 lead. And they weren't done there. In the 25th minute, Kelsey Yoshikawa doubled the advantage, striking from about 11 yards out from Olivia Shields' pass to make it 2-0. Then, in the 68th minute, Maya Yoshimura sealed the deal. The junior forward netted her second goal of the night, extending the Buff and Blue lead to 3-0. And that's how it ended, Punahou punching their ticket to a 4th straight state championship game with a commanding victory over Moanalua.
In the second Division 1 semifinal, top-seeded Kamehameha Kapalama squared off against Waipahu with a spot in the state championship game against Punahou on the line. After a scoreless first half, Kamehameha finally broke through in the 53rd minute. Off a well-placed corner kick from Sarah Naumu, Shanti Ang sent a strike into the back of the net, putting the Warriors up 1-0. But that one-score lead wouldn't last long because Kamehameha senior forward Maya Pashan decided to take over. And take over she did. Pashan delivered a second-half masterclass, netting a hat-trick with goals in the 56th, 68th, and 71st minutes, blowing the game wide open and securing a dominant 4-1 victory for Kamehameha. With the win, the Warriors punched a ticket to the title match, where they'll get another shot at their ILH rival, Punahou, a team that has defeated them in a state title match each of the past 2 seasons.
With the Division I state championship on the line, a very familiar rivalry took center stage as Hawaii girls soccer powerhouses, Punahou and Kamehameha, clashed once again for the title, marking their 4th straight meeting in the championship match. These storied programs have dominated the state tournament, combining for 24 championships over its 43-year history. The Buff and Blue were chasing a record extending 14th title, while the Warriors aimed for their 12th crown. And in front of a lively crowd of about 3,500 fans, the two powerhouses delivered a championship battle to remember. Punahou struck first behind the tournament's most outstanding player, Maya Yoshimura. The junior stepped up to the penalty spot in the 11th minute and calmly buried her shot to give the Buff and Blue a 1-0 lead. It was Yoshimura's 7th goal of the year and her 4th of the state tournament. That score held through halftime, and in the second half, Punahou goalkeeper Zeana Salanoa took center stage. Kamehameha applied relentless pressure, especially in the closing minutes, but Salanoa stood tall, making 2 of her 4 total saves in the final 3 minutes to preserve the Buff and Blue lead. Her clutch performance earned her all-tournament team honors, and when the final whistle blew, Punahou was on top again. The Buff and Blue are your HHSAA Division I state soccer champions for the 3rd consecutive year. The victory also adds to Punahou's dynasty, securing a record-extending 14th state title in program history. Now, let's go to a post-game interview with Punahou's Maya Yoshimura to get her thoughts on her goal and Punahou's 3rd consecutive state championship.
Yeah, we had hope since preseason. I mean, we've been working for this since, tryouts. So we're super proud of just continuing on this legacy and carrying on from 3 years ago. So yeah. Our defense literally just locked down the whole entire back line. I'm so proud of them. They worked so hard this whole season. So shout out to this team right here because we worked super hard for this. And yeah, I love you guys.
Mahalo for tuning in for our recap of the Girls Soccer State Tournament. We'll see you next week for a recap of the Girls Basketball and Boys Soccer State Tournament.
Mahalo to Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, Young Brothers, Hawaii Pacific Health, and Hardware Hawaii for sponsoring our show. Before we head out, who are you going to be rooting for this Sunday?
Let's say it on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Eagles! Well, we'll see you next time on Road to the Ship.